Okay, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are actually going to be talking about going to the gym and the mindset. So, should you have the mindset of somebody that is viewing the gym and their workout serious like a job, or are you going to view it as someone who's going in lighthearted and like a playground, like a child, to have fun and enjoy yourself while you're in there? Which mindset is the better way to approach it? Also, we got a new mic, so we're going to test this out and see how this mic sounds tonight. And if we like the way the audio goes, we might pick up a second or possibly even a third one. So that way we can have a split mic for our audio and see if we could pick up clearer. So for me, I've worked out with guys that have had a childlike mindset where they want to goof and joke and cut up. And it's fine between sets that they're keeping it lighthearted and they're keeping it fun and entertaining. But when you're in the middle of your set and you're on the bench and they're trying to make you laugh or trying to joke with you or cut up with you and they're trying to get you to break your concentration, like that would aggravate me and get me really mad. But I would tell them, hey, look, man, if you're going to play like that, you got to go. I can't work out with someone who's going to joke like that. You want to keep it lighthearted between sets and keep the energy up and a positive vibe. That's great. But if you're going to be acting like that, like this isn't going to work. Then I've also worked out with guys that were so serious that if you even said one word to them, you act like you threw off their whole entire focus, their whole night, their whole week. You ruined everything about the whole entire workout, and then they can't recover from it because you said one word to them. So the two different types of personalities that I see now there's a lot of different personalities, but you have the guy who wants to be overly jokey and doesn't take anything serious or doesn't even focus hard on his workout. And then you have the guy on the other end of the spectrum who like has the hoodie pulled down, the earbuds in, doesn't look up from the ground, and he just has a bad attitude. And then if he's walking with a set of dumbbells to his bench and you're walking back to your bench, he's going to bulldoze through you if you don't get out the way as if like you owe him like that kind of a respect. Like I don't think there's a place for that type of attitude in the gym, and I don't think there's a place for horseplay in the gym. I think there's a happy medium between the two from my experience. I go in there with the mind to have a good time and enjoy myself, but also when I'm on my set, I'm focused 100% on my set and doing my workout. Like I don't go in there with the idea of playing games and joking around, but also not like trying to like hurt someone in a bad attitude, you know?
Yeah, so for me, like I think when you're in there, it's got to have like you're saying like a middle ground or whatever. Like you don't want to be so serious that you're treating your workout and just like your time in there as like a job kind of thing because eventually for most anybody like once something becomes like work you start to dislike it more and more and that kind of gets you to want to move away from it more and more but you still need to have some sort of seriousness like in a decent level of uh I guess like intensity with it. But again, like having some fun and a good time in between, it's not gonna be overly detrimental to you. Like it's gonna keep you wanting to come back because I mean, if you're in the gym, especially like a big like market gym kind of thing, you're gonna make friends there or at least acquaintances, whatever, however you want to look at it, and that's gonna be one of the driving factors on what brings you back as well. You know, getting those gym bros and everything like that. So like you're gonna have some good times, but you'll have times where you're gonna be wanting like looking to be more serious and stuff like that. And in those occasions, you can kind of just tell some like let the people know like, hey, you know, I'm kind of trying to focus a little bit more today, sort of things. But I mean, you'll have that back and forth. Like sometimes you'll be in there and you'll have a bit more fun. Other times you'll be more serious, kind of thing.
Yeah, I also think it comes down to what you're in there for. If you're in there just for general health and you're just in there to work out because it's just something to do to kill time or it's something to do before the weekend and you go out with your friends to the clubs or to the bars and you're in there just trying to stay fit or just get your health back, you know, not going in there so serious is fine. But also to those people, whenever you have someone in there who's a competitive athlete in bodybuilding or powerlifting or strongman or even CrossFit, like when they're in there, not that you could really CrossFit in a commercial gym, but you get what I'm saying. Like when you're in there with the mindset of competition and competing, you're taking everything serious and you're a stone wall, right? You go in there with a stone like mentality because you're in there for a purpose. You're in there for a reason. So the people that go in there that are lighthearted, they have to respect the people that are in there that are training for a purpose because those guys are the ones that are going to be the serious ones that aren't looking to joke and cut up because they're trying to get everything they can out of their workouts. Then also for the guys that are so super serious, it's like you got to remember not everyone is doing what you're doing and has the mindset of what you have. And if you're in there and your goal is to be Mr. Olympia or world strongest man or a world record like holder in powerlifting, that's great. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do it or you shouldn't go for it. You should go for it 100%. But for those of you who are into that, just remember, like, not everyone is in there with the same goal or purpose as you. So to be rude or to look down on people or to get irritated with them, that's not really the right way to approach it. And the same thing for people that are goofing around. It's like, man, you got to remember there's people in there that are trying to get their health back, or they're trying to compete, and they're trying to like take this a little bit more serious. So that's why I said there's always a happy medium. And like what you said, you're going to meet your gym bros and your gym buddies, and you're going to find your people in your groups, and then you're going to find the guys that you click with and the guys you don't. So it's good to respect one another and stay in your lane. So, but also, with that being said, speaking of staying in your lane, we actually have a special guest with us tonight. My wife is here with us tonight, Julia, the girl that I have tattooed down my arm. So you have actually been dieting, and we're going to change gears here a little bit. We're going to change gears just a little bit. Y'all cannot tell. You've been dieting for the last couple of months. You took a little bit of a break here the last couple of weeks, but you did start your diet. When did you start your diet? I don't remember.
July.
So you started in July, so it's been about 3 months since you were starting the diet. And you have just with diet, no cardio, no working out, nothing, just straight diet. How much weight have you lost?
24 pounds.
24 pounds. So in 3 months, no dieting. That's really impressive. And then tonight was actually your first night working out since you started dieting.
Right. Because you made me.
Right, because I made you. Right. Yeah. Well, you've been wanting to, and you just haven't had the motivation to get in there until finally I kind of strong armed you, like get in the gym and stuff.
Right, yeah.
So, and then Richard, how much weight have you lost? In the beginning, you were 295, and you're what now?
Right now, I'm about 257, hoping into the week to be 255, maybe a little bit less. So roughly like 35 pounds.
And then I started back in May, and then I was 261 back in May, and now I'm 225-ish right now because I've actually increased my weight, my food a little bit to get my workouts back going good. So we've all,
Thank God.
yeah. So I wasn't the most pleasant to be around, right?
Right.
So it wasn't the best, but she acts like she hasn't had any moments. But when she was on a diet, she gets pretty crabby and irritable, or it's like she's like not realizing that she's lashing out because she's hangry. But then whenever I do it, she looks at me like I'm a monster, you know?
I know we're going to start this off with all of your lies.
No. Richard gets like that too. He gets moody too. Whenever he's really hungry or he's in a really fatigued, he'll get all like, Muh.
Richard's just Richard all the time.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think we all get like that though, and I think that goes back to what we're saying about being in the gym. I think the guys that are training for like bodybuilding and competitive stuff, they're also on a very very big calorie restriction, so their irritability is through the roof. So they're very snappy and on edge all the time because like even normal people when they go on diets, they get super irritated as well. Especially if you have children and you're on a low calorie diet, you'll find out real quick where your patience is.
Yeah. Well, I didn't only diet to lose weight. I diet to make my body feel better.
Yeah, well, you were having some health issues and stuff like that, and that's
Right.
what really motivated you to get back on a diet and stuff like that. Well, you've always kind of worked out and dieted through the years, but you kind of took a little, was it a hiatus? What is it?
Yeah, hiatus, sabbatical, however you want to look at it.
Yeah, you kind of took that for a little bit while the kids were a little bit younger and stuff, but now you're kind of get back into it because your health was kind of taking a step away from you.
Yeah, for sure. I could tell a big difference in just changing my diet, so I'm wondering how I'm going to feel with actually doing something.
Do you want to go over some of the things that you were experiencing and what made you lead to go into a diet for your health issues?
I mean, you can.
Oh, put it all on me. Okay, I'll be the voice here. Okay, so you were experiencing like skin rashes, which you've never had an issue with your skin, and then you were also experiencing like almost like an autoimmune deficiency. It wasn't actually that, but you were starting to get sick and feel fatigued all the time, and then certain foods would irritate you almost to the point of like irritable bowel syndrome, where you'd actually end up throwing up instead of getting loose bowels. And how long were you dealing with that?
I can't tell you when I wasn't dealing with that until recently. I can't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been probably the better part of what, a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
And then you started dieting because of these issues. And then once you got your diet fixed and started losing weight about 3 months ago, it took how long for most of these issues to go away from your diet?
I'd say a good 2 months
Yeah, about
to really notice a big difference. I mean, I did notice just eating better foods for myself. I wasn't nauseous all the time, like throwing up because of the sensitivity to certain things in food. But like just feeling better overall completely was a good 2 months.
Yeah. And it does make a big difference. Like even for you, Richard, like you had issues with your health to an extent, right? Like you noticed that you're sleeping better, and then like you also had like a well, I guess not really allergies. I was gonna say you had
Well,
allergies,
yeah,
but
allergies is still a big thing, especially like right now, 'cause I'm allergic to like, or I have allergies to pretty much like every tree in our area. But yeah, just for me, like it did help with my sleeping and like coming down with the weight because I do sleep with a CPAP machine. I've used that for years, and so with coming down in weight, I'm having to look into getting the machine that I use adjusted through my doctor because that's where I have mine from, which is a bit more of a pain. But yeah, I got to get it adjusted because I'm having more pressure put in. But yeah, also the blood pressure. Like my blood pressure has always been a bit on a higher rate and scale. Been more of like the 140-ish range sort of thing on the upper end. But it was steadily like that for years, and so most of the time it was just kind of more of a that's just kind of like my level. But since starting the diet and the working out, especially with like the help of the cardio throughout the weeks and stuff, my last time I checked my blood pressure, I was actually like 117 over like 73. So that's definitely a big improvement. So it's definitely all been helpful in the long run.
yeah, well, that's for me too. Like my biggest issue was I had like irritable bowels. I'm not gonna say irritable bowel syndrome, but I had like boo boo belly like all the time. And then I had blood pressure elevated. My blood pressure, like I've said before many times, it was in the high 140s, low 150s, and then my low end was around like 90, like between the high 80s and mid 90s. And now my blood pressure regularly is like between 105, 115 over like 75 to 80. So my blood pressures came down dramatically from losing weight and dieting and nutrition and getting better sleep and stuff like that. And then you've never actually had a problem with your blood pressure. Your blood pressure, on the other hand, has always been low.
Yeah, I've always had really low blood pressure. It's actually probably not that good that it's that low. Do you
Yeah.
think it is?
Well, I mean, it's not. It's
If it's your normal rate, like if that's typically what it's at, I mean, that just might be what your rate is. Like that could just be your level.
yeah. As long as you're not having blackout episodes and getting lightheaded and dizzy, you're fine. But like, there's a point where it starts to get too low, where it can start affecting like your heart and then your consciousness, and you'll know if you get to that. Like when you're pregnant and your
Right.
blood pressure drops so low, like you had to go to the hospital for it, and they told you to start eating a lot more salt to actually get your blood pressure up. Which blood pressure doesn't really necessarily increase. I'm sorry, salt doesn't necessarily increase blood pressure. It can increase blood volume, but over time, some people can become a little bit more sensitive to sodium, which can help elevate their blood pressure. But that's only if you're getting an extreme amount of blood pressure, but blood pressure, extreme amount of salt. But for you, you've always dealt with low blood pressure. So for you, like getting higher sodium is better for you. But then on the flip side, it also makes you retain more water. So it gives you more of a bloat look.
Right. And when I was pregnant, I would black out, like you're saying, for it being so low. And I
Yeah.
had to go to the cardiologist because my heart was having issues because it couldn't keep up.
Yeah, and like I said, but a lot of this has been actually taken care of and fixed through diet, nutrition, and
Hmm.
everything. And now you're actually working out. So I'm glad to see you taking it to the next step and actually going through with the workouts and stuff.
You know what I'm the most excited for?
What?
We can all finally buy some shoes with laces.
Shoes with laces?
Yeah, we can finally tie our shoes without going out of
Oh,
breath.
oh yeah, yeah. Being able to bend over and not have to hike your leg up on like the coffee table.
Yeah.
Nah, even if I had shoes, like even if I have shoes with laces, I tie them the one time and then I just slip them on and off.
Yeah, so actually, it's funny you should mention that because I think one of my biggest accomplishments in these last couple months is I can actually stand up on one leg and put my sock on. I don't have to lean over. I don't have to like put my leg on something. I can stand up, pick my leg up off the ground, balance myself, and put my sock on,
And not run out of breath.
and not run out of breath.
I've noticed. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, but hey, I'm 225, but I still got a long way to go. I'm still fat, so I mean, I'm proud of me being able to put a sock on, but I still got a long way to go.
Same here. I still got lots of weight to lose.
Yeah, I think we all do, except for Richard. I think he's pretty close to that underwear model status.
Oh yeah, you know me.
Yeah, I'm going for bodybuilding. He's going for that Sears catalog look, you know.
Waiting for that Calvin Klein call.
You're going to come walking out of the pool and stuff like that with your hair slicked back and everything with your little ta-dun-ta-dun.
I mean, one of those, what is it, the cologne commercials that make no sense.
Yeah.
There's always someone coming out of the water.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Because
Coming out
you
of the pool.
need cologne when you go swimming, right?
Yeah, you have to smell like the beach to be at the beach. If anyone's listening to this from Calvin Klein, like hit him up. You know, he's serious about it. He's ready to take his first photo shoot. And he's not shy. Anything you need, he'll do.
Plus size model, you know.
Yep, plus size model.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, of course not. Of course not. We're all plus size, so I mean if we weren't, then I guess
Hey, speak for yourself. Okay.
I'm speaking for everyone in this room. I mean, don't sugarcoat it.
I'll leave. Don't sugarcoat it. I might eat it too.
I'm like a +1.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for me on this one. I think we kind of strayed off topic there, but I guess it'll be all right. Is there anything you guys want to add or say?
I'm good for tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to try to get Julia on here a little bit more often whenever she has her workouts. We're going to try to get some footage of it and get her on here to do some of these voiceovers. And if you guys have made it this far in the video and you haven't liked the video, if you go ahead and leave a like, we'd appreciate it. If you've been watching regularly and you haven't subscribed, if you want to go ahead and subscribe, we'd also appreciate that too. And if you don't want to like it and you don't want to subscribe, then by all means don't do it. It's as simple as that. But until next time.
Bye.
Catch you later.
Catch you later.